Anime, liar liar. Episode 6 begins with a battle between Noah and Hiroto, engaging in the treasure hunt table game. It has been 30 minutes since Hiroto received the game request. He ensured he could call someone and confirmed his connection was smooth with Kagaya to seek assistance. Then, Noah called Hiroto to confirm the start of the game, inquiring about Hiroto's partner who was hiding on the 3rd floor or below. As Hiroto wasn't hiding on the mentioned floor, he answered in the negative. Each question presented 2 options on their respective smartphones, yes or no. After using the chance to ask about the location of the hidden treasure, they would make a movement of 3 spaces. The rooms within the building were considered spaces for movement. Once they were able to locate the hidden treasure, they could access a locked door throughout the game using specific commands to open the door of the room and search for the stored treasure. Thinking that Noah's turn was over, Hiroto, who was prepared to take his turn, was deceived by Noah. She had activated her first ability, the twin action, allowing her to take 2 turns at once. She seized the opportunity to corner Hiroto from the start and used her second turn to ask about the treasure's location on the 5th floor and above. Since Hiroto didn't have any intention of hiding there, he responded negatively. However, on the other hand, Noah immediately discerned that the treasure was located on the 4th floor, where she currently was. Consequently, Noah completed her turn. Hiroto initiated his turn by employing the delay ability, allowing him to postpone that turn up to 3 times in order to strategize. He promptly contacted Sarasa, who was already situated in the treasure room, disguised as a male student. He felt grateful that Sarasa had arrived just in time before the game commenced, otherwise, he would have been defeated before even starting. Sarasa, who had her own issues tying her to Hiroto, also felt threatened if Hiroto were to lose. This was because Sarasa would be trapped in that room until she used a command to move her location, at the cost of sacrificing 1 point as payment for the command used. Each player had 3 points that would diminish with the use of commands to relocate their treasure. As Hiroto was highly sensitive to the cold on that chilly evening, despite the arrival of spring, Sarasa encouraged him to prevail and win the game, promptly rescuing Himeji. A thorough comprehension of the game mechanics would facilitate her in swiping victory away from Noah. The treasure hunt table game utilized partners as treasures that needed to be found within a designated area. Noah chose the largest building in IMA, Building A, as her play area. The rooms within the building, if mapped out, would form a grid of 6 by 8 squares. There were only 4 available commands: question, move, answer, and the final one was to relocate the treasure to a different area by paying 1 point from each player. Thanks to Noah's illicit twin action ability, Hiroto found himself grappling with the challenge of devising a strategy and feeling cornered if he made the wrong move. Noah's possession of the twin action ability was bestowed upon her by the puppet master, who instructed her to defeat Hiroto. Sarasa, being aware of Hiroto's likely use of underhanded tactics in the final minutes, was confident in her ability to outmatch Noah due to her expertise. Hiroto's principle was quite straightforward: cheating should be met with cheating, ensuring that the opponent directly experienced the repercussions when he got serious. Hiroto's second turn had begun, and he opted for an investigation by inquiring about Himeji's current location. Without showing any suspicious expressions, he managed to deduce that the treasure's location was somewhere between the 1st and 3rd floors. In the next turn, he planned to launch a surprise attack. He then attempted to contact Kagaya, who had been attempting to breach the game's entry, yet was unsuccessful due to Noah's protective measures that halted Kagaya's movements. This setback didn't stump Hiroto, for he was partnered with Sarasa, whose brilliance even surpassed Noah's, making him unwavering. Sarasa, who swiftly pinpointed Himeji's location, astounded Kagaya, as it was accomplished in merely 10 minutes, a feat that would normally take an entire day for a hacker like Kagaya. The answer was found, and Hiroto proceeded to pose a question to Noah regarding Himeji's whereabouts in Class 1K. Noah panicked and accused Hiroto of cheating, as he could uncover the location without requiring further abilities. Hiroto's initially smooth plan was promptly countered by Noah's premeditated scheme, necessitating an alternative approach to impede Noah's movements, as she could execute 2 turns in a single move. Himeji, who received a command to change locations, encountered Hiroto and apologized for her inability to assist Noah. Hiroto, who had devised a plan, instructed Himeji to comply with his request after 2200 hours and promptly activate the room heater to warm up. Though somewhat puzzled, Himeji understood her master's given code, sensing something was about to occur. Hiroto had to strategize to reduce Noah's points and triumph over her swiftly. However, since the tracking sensor capability was no longer viable, they had to corner Noah by carefully guessing her moves and reading her actions. Yet, Noah, being the holder of the special green star card that enabled her to decipher Hiroto's movements and predict them promptly, had the upper hand. Hiroto realized two mistakes Noah had made, which he could exploit to turn the tide. Because Noah could only instantly read Hiroto's thoughts and couldn't predict the movements of Hiroto's infiltrating partner, it was certain that by utilizing their individual intuitions, they could potentially counter her. In the following turn, Sarasa and Hiroto easily pinpointed Himeji's location. True to form, Noah found herself cornered again, repeating the same mistake. With Sarasa's genius at play, they deduced Himeji's whereabouts using an elimination approach, ruling out areas that Noah wouldn't touch. They calculated the rooms by counting the steps from each turn, adding one step for the likely room where Himeji would be. This approach ensured that Noah couldn't predict her moves or systematically hide her treasure, as the step count +1 indirectly restricted Noah's movement from all directions. Noah, appearing desperate, resorted to a random room strategy to thwart Hiroto's step calculations and prevent him from accurately guessing the room. In general, it would have been a waste of time to hunt for the treasure this way, and even Sarasa was stumped when Noah employed the random room shuffling tactic. As Hiroto had planned to conclude the game using the green star's reverse psychological effect, he was very confident that he could defeat Noah by waiting for the right moment. Sarasa hadn't anticipated that Hiroto had already prepared for this as his final attack. By deducing Noah's final ability, it could be assured that Hiroto's victory was within reach. Hiroto, having devised his final strategy, could only rely on Himeji, hoping that she would understand the code he had provided. By stretching the time until 2200 hours, precisely when he gave the code to Himeji, Hiroto intended to waste Noah's time and lure her into not realizing that he had set a time bomb for her. The clock struck 2200 hours, and Hiroto confidently disclosed Himeji's current location, precisely in Class 3G. Hiroto managed to leave Noah speechless. Perplexed by Hiroto's random guessing method, Noah asked for an explanation from him, puzzled by how he could achieve such accuracy. Hiroto had given Himeji the code when they crossed paths, which enabled him to conclude the game. Noah, still in disbelief about how Hiroto knew her location, received another explanation from Hiroto, revealing that he had instructed Himeji to activate the room heater at 2200 hours, sacrificing 1 point from Hiroto to move Sarasa to the employee's room. There, she could provide information about which room had activated the room heater. The game concluded with Hiroto's decisive victory, but Noah employed the Fate Changer ability, which reversed Hiroto's certain victory into defeat. Since it was an illegal ability, Himeji, who was aware of it, urged Hiroto to take action. Having located Hiroto's treasure room, Noah sought her partner, only to be surprised that it was Empress Sayonji Sarasa in disguise. Despite frequently encountering each other during the district games, Sarasa had only recently learned Noah's true nature. While playing between districts, Sarasa had warned Noah not to be too reckless with Hiroto. Even though Noah seemingly won the game using the Fate Changer ability, when Himeji and Hiroto approached Sarasa, activating the emergency hitter ability, which could be used outside of an active game to replace someone's position with a predetermined outcome, Hiroto wasn't defeated. Instead, his position was swapped with Himeji's. The ability's insightful observer and destructive desire he had given to Himeji while active in the game turned against Noah, meaning she was still defeated. She couldn't capture Himeji anymore and lost everything. Noah, who had made an agreement with the Puppet Master, recounted her past experiences, driven by the Puppet Master's sweet promises that if she defeated Hiroto, she could have anything she wished for. The Puppet Master, known as Makoto Kurahashi, was the head of Seijo Academy in District 12. The Puppet Master's movements seemed to be in motion, and Hiroto had to stop him by any means necessary, as Hiroto was confident the Puppet Master wouldn't be able to stop him. This is the end of episode 6. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss part 7 of this series recap.